Now for the left hand. Now we're going to start off this page with the left hand doing the chords and the right hand doing the melody. We will switch in the second line. So the left hand starts off by playing thumb on G flat, 2 finger or 3 finger. I like to use my 3 finger on D and 5 finger on B flat. This is a little bit different than the chord we were playing at the end of the first page. Now you can use regular pedal on this if you like, because both hands are playing legato at this point. So there will be an accent on each of these chords, so each one should be played very decisively. And then the next measure, there's just one small change. You'll have a D flat instead of a D for your middle finger. So thumb on G flat, 3 finger on D flat, 5 finger on B flat. Still quarter note chords played with an accent on each one. Third measure, a little change. Instead of G flat, we'll be playing 4 finger on middle C. So thumb on G flat, 4 finger middle C, 5 finger on the B flat below middle C. And that's the end of that style of thing. Next, our left hand will go down. 5 finger will be playing F below middle C, quarter note, followed by the chord G and F above middle C, played with the thumb and 2 finger, repeated twice. And then the last measure of the line, we'll be playing thumb on A above middle C and 3 finger on E above middle C. And this is going to be a quarter note chord and a half note chord. So the whole line together for the left hand sounds like this. Sounds a little strange, but it does match up and sound good when you put it with the right hand. Now let's go to the second line. Here is where the left hand takes over the melody. We start with a quarter rest for the left hand. So the right hand will come in first with its chord, and then the left hand starts playing quarter notes. It's going to play thumb on middle C, followed by 2 finger B flat. Next measure, 3 finger A flat, 4 finger G flat or G, 3 finger A flat. Next is the third measure. We're going to put our thumb on A below middle C for a dotted quarter note, followed by 2 finger G sharp, 8th note, and 3 finger F sharp for a quarter note. Now this quarter note is tied to an 8th note in the next measure, so you actually hold it for a beat and a half. Now you're going to cross your thumb under to F for an 8th note, and then you're going to play 2 finger E flat below that, dotted quarter, then 3 finger D flat for an 8th note, and then next measure, 4 finger the C below middle C for a dotted quarter, then 3 finger to D flat for an 8th note, then 2 finger to E flat for a quarter note, which is tied to another 8th note in the next measure to be held for a beat and a half. Then thumb goes to F for an 8th note, then we cross our 3 finger up to F flat, or F sharp for a beat and a half, then 2 finger G sharp for an 8th note. So all together, this line sounds like this. Rest. And you can kind of hear it sounds a little bit off beat, right? Because we've got that tied note that goes over the measures, which makes it sound really cool when you pit it against the right hand. Now, this next third line is going to continue kind of like that for a couple of measures. but we're going to go to, kind of right where we were. We're going to have thumb play A. It's still going to have the dotted quarter, eighth note, quarter note, tied to an eighth note in the next measure rhythm. So thumb on A, followed by 2-finger G sharp, 3-finger F sharp. Now the next measure, 2-finger G sharp, 3-finger F sharp, cross your thumb down to F, and then you can use your, they say 3-finger on the E flat. Now this E flat is a dotted half note, so it will last for the entire measure. It's got an accent, so you play it decisively. Then the next measure will have 2-finger E, also an accented dotted half note. Then back to 3-finger E flat, another dotted half note with an accent, and back to 2-finger E, dotted half note with an accent. So this entire line sounds like this. Now the fourth line. We're going to put our thumb on A. It's going to continue the dotted quarter, eighth note, quarter note tied to an eighth note in the next measure rhythm that we had on the second line. So our thumb is on A, then we followed by our 2-finger G sharp, 3-finger F sharp, thumb crosses under to F, 2-finger on E flat, 3-finger D flat, 4-finger C, 3-finger D flat, 2-finger E flat, and then thumb on F. Now these following notes are all eighth notes. Thumb F, 3-finger F sharp, 2-finger G sharp, thumb A, 2-finger B. Now our thumb is on middle C for a dotted quarter note, followed by 2-finger B flat, eighth note, and 3-finger A, quarter note. Now this entire line sounds like this. Love how this builds. Now this last line is going to start with a measure that has an eighth rest first. So the right hand will come in first, and then the left hand will come in with a string of eighth notes. It'll start with its 4-finger on G sharp below middle C, followed by 3-finger A, 2-finger B flat, thumb C, 3-finger crosses up to D flat. Now we're in the second measure. 2-finger will play E flat. This is a dotted quarter, followed by 3-finger D flat, eighth note. Thumb crosses under to middle C, quarter note. Now the next line or measure has an eighth rest first, followed by a bunch of eighth notes. 4-finger will again be on G sharp, 3-finger A, 2-finger B flat, thumb on middle C, 3-finger D flat, then 2-finger goes to E flat, dotted quarter, 3-finger D flat, eighth note, cross the thumb under to middle C, quarter note. Then the last measure, another eighth rest, and we're again going to do that same string of eighth notes. 4-finger on G sharp, 3-finger A, 2-finger B flat, thumb C, 3-finger crosses up to D flat. So this line sounds like this. Rest, rest, rest. Sounds so cool. Okay, and that's the right, well, the left hand, and we already did the right hand, for the second page of Waltz.